saying is, and I'm going to put this over here. What I'm saying is the test is due Tuesday. The Unit 1 test, which is on derivatives, 3.1 through 3.11, is due Tuesday. That gives you 24 hours to study after Monday's class. And Monday, the homework, they'll give you homework questions over the weekend to send me. Now, again, you need to utilize the videos that we've done in the last couple of days, okay? Because I don't need 25 questions all overlapping the same questions on Monday, okay? Now, I did about 6 of 3.11, I think. Was it 3.11? Yeah. I did 6 311 questions on the homework the other day. And before you ask questions on 311, you need to go and look at that video, because I did like 6 of your questions. So make sure you do that before Monday. So what we're going to do today is we're going to review the test, and that way you can see what's on the test and you can settle down a little bit, because some of y'all, are kind of, I don't know what you call it, but y'all are doing it, spazzing out or whatever, because y'all think I'm going to put every hard question on the homework on the test, and I'm not going to do that. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, there's some of these homework questions, I think they're on Mars or somewhere with some where they get some of these questions. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the test. All right, so here's y'all's class, and here's your main menu, and there's your assignments. And as you can see, Chapter 3 is due on the 28th, which I think is on Monday, midnight. And your homework, your test, is due on the 29th. So we're going to go through, and I gave you 5. Why am I giving you 5 chances? Because derivatives is very important for Calc 2. And I'm giving you 5 runs of the test, so that way, by the time you take 5 tests, you should know your derivatives. All right, so here is the assignment manager, and here is the review. Unit 1 test, review. Now, I think there's 4 questions on the test that is pretty much duh. Okay, so everybody should make at least let's see, 5 points apiece. There's 4 questions. Everybody should at least make a 20 on this test. Okay. Find the derivative of the function. Well, before I do anything, I'm going to use the FOIL method, and I'm going to condense this down. So go ahead and write that one down. I'll blow it up for you a little bit. There we go. So y is equal to x plus 5 times x plus 2 over x minus 5 times x minus 2. I'm going to use the FOIL method because I really don't see a point of, you'd have to do the product rule inside the quotient rule if you Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some algebra, and that's going to give me y is equal to x squared. Let's see, plus 7x plus 14 or 10 over x squared minus 7x plus 10. Y'all check me on that. I think those are correct. And now I'm going to use the quotient rule. So y prime is equal to derivative times numerator prime minus the numerator plus 10 times denominator prime all over the denominator squared. Y prime is equal to x squared minus 7x plus 10 times 2x plus 7 minus x squared plus 7x plus 10 times 2x minus 7 all over that squared. And it looks like we're going to have to distribute here and distribute here, which hopefully something will cancel out. 2x, that'll be 2x to the third minus 14x squared plus 20x plus 7x squared minus 49x plus 70. Y'all check me on that, please. And I'm going to get rid of this negative right here and put it right here with this negative and make that a negative and a positive. And I'm just going to distribute that negative and that positive. And let's see, that's going to give me negative, that's going to be plus right here, negative 2x to the third minus 14x squared minus 20x plus 7x squared plus 49x plus 70. All that over denominator squared. And 2x cubes, what happens to them?
They cancel out.
14x squared cancels. 20x cancels. 7x doesn't. Minus 49. Oops. Minus 49 and the 70. Okay, so we've got 14x squared plus 140. Y'all check me and see if that's what y'all got. So y prime is equal to 14x squared plus 140 over the denominator squared. And I don't know if they go any further. Let's see what they got.
Wouldn't it be negative
14x
14?
squared plus 140. Okay.
Wouldn't it be negative 14x squared?
I'm sorry, what?
Wouldn't it be negative 14x squared?
No, it's 7x and 7x.
Oh, I thought there was a negative in there. Sorry.
I believe it's this one right here, but it should be. Why is it negative 140? Okay, I've got something wrong. I believe it's A. Why do they have negative 140, and I've got positive 140? Let me see if that's the right answer. Nope.
Is there not a D?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, but it doesn't have, see, I've got 14x squared, and that's 14x. I believe I've got a sign wrong somewhere.
I think you had two negative 14x's and then you cancelled them.
There it is. So I've got two negatives somewhere. Oh, I think I see it already. I'm looking. Negative 7x squared. Just give me a second. No, that's a positive. Oh. Negative. I'm looking right. I'm trying to find my error. And it's with these sevens. I don't see. See, 7 times x squared. 7 times x squared. I don't understand how I got it. I don't understand that. If somebody could say something and let me know, I'd appreciate it.
So are you
Because
talking
I can't
about?
find it.
Are you talking about
What?
how it should be negative 14x squared?
Yeah.
Is that what you're? Okay. Well, in your equation you have two negative 14x squared, and you canceled those out. But that shouldn't be. It should be negative 28x
I see.
squared.
I see
and
it
then
now. Right
your
there.
your two 7x squared should be 14x squared positive, and then you do like terms, and that
I
leaves you
just
with
got
negative
happy with
14x.
canceling everything out.
Yes, sir.
There it is right there. That should be negative 28x squared. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir. And then you have like terms with your 7x squared, which is going to leave you with negative 14x squared.
Okay, there it is. All right, so I shouldn't have canceled these x squareds out. So I'm going to highlight these yellow. That one, that one, that one, and that one. So negative 28 plus 14 is negative 14. There we go. And that's why, okay, that makes sense. And there's the 140. Okay. Thank you. Was that Mr. Wooten? Thank you, Mr. Wooten.
You're welcome.
Maybe that's was that what you were saying, Mr. Michelle?
Yes, sir. Because I noticed whenever you were canceling things out, it looked like that you were canceling out the wrong things, and I wanted to say something,
happy.
but yeah, you were just on a roll.
I was just on a roll. Sorry about that. All right, you see, that's an algebraic. That's an algebraic because your calculus is done right here. So the algebra is kind of you gotta watch it. Okay, next question. Let's do another question. Next question. Okay, write the function in the form f of u is equal to g of x, then find dy dx. Okay, this is tangent of pi minus 10 over x. Well, I'm just going to do the dang derivative. Okay, and we're going to pull up our handy dandy. I'm going to pull it up so everybody can see it. And that's your trig derivative properties. Where is the trig? Trig logarithmic derivative. Bring that over here as soon as it comes up. And I'm waiting. And I'm just showing you, there's the file that I'm pulling up right there. We all know that the derivative of the tangent is the secant squared. Right there. The derivative of the tangent is the secant squared. So, get that out of the way. And we got parentheses. So f of x, or y, is equal to the tan of pi minus 10 to the negative x to the negative 1. Somebody tell me, why did I do that?
Because
why did I do what I just did?
Because it's the same as 10 over x.
And you've got to take the derivative of what?
What's inside.
What's inside. So the derivative of the tangent is secant squared. So I'm going to put secant squared of pi minus 10x to the negative 1. And then I'm going to put my pink brackets here. And I'm going to take the derivative of pi minus 10x to the negative 1. And I'm going to get y prime is equal to secant squared of pi minus 10x to the negative 1. And this is going to be 0 because pi is a number. Negative 1 times negative 10 is positive 10. X to the negative 2. And now I just clean everything up. This is going to come out front. And I'm going to get y prime is equal to 10 over x squared secant squared of pi minus 10 over x. Now, they don't have the final answer. I think they've just got the setup, but let's see what they've got. I believe we're looking for 10 over x squared, so chances are, wait a minute, hold on. Secant, no, should be this one. No, wait a minute, or this one. I don't know. Are they wanting the final answer or are they wanting the parts? That's the parts. I'm sorry. They're wanting the parts. Say again?
Nah, saying it should be C.
Here's the answer right here. 10 over x squared, secant squared, x minus 10 over x. There's the answer. I don't know why they just can't say find the freaking derivative. You know, half the time I believe it's not the students that are the problem with calculus. Half the time I believe it's the dadgum questions. All right, now I went over one of these. How do you find the average cost? Somebody tell me.
That you divide by x.
Okay, so I'm going to do that right quick for you. C of x is equal to negative 0.02 x squared plus 50x plus 100, and P of x is equal to 200. Okay, to find the average cost, as I put in the video, you divide average cost is C of x divided by x. So negative 0.02 x squared divided by x plus 50x divided by x plus 100 divided by x. So the average cost is equal to negative 0.02x plus 50 plus 100 over x. That's the average cost. And then what is the marginal cost? That's the first what? What? It's first derivative. So that's going to be 2 times 2 cent is 4 cent. So that's going to be negative 4 cent x plus 50. And then they might ask you to plug and chug in there some more. And let's see, can I just show the completed problem? And they changed it. Okay, so write this one down. And there is the profit function you subtract, which y'all know that. If you want to know the revenue, you take the cost and you minus the profit. That's how they get that. Average, there's the one we did. I mean, we did one like it. You divide by x, and then the marginal profit. Okay, they want you to plug and chug. There's the marginal profit. And then plug and chug. So I'm going to let you write that one down since it's got the different numbers. And you see that you take the cost minus the profit, and that's where you get that. Divide by x, that's where you get that. And then take the first derivative, and that's where you get that. And then they ask you to plug and chug. So let's see if I can get all three of those. There you go. There's the three main things right there. All right, let's get to more derivatives. Next, there we go. Y is equal to 2 sine of x. Y is equal to 2 sine of x plus 6 cosine of x. Now this one's way too easy. I need to go take this off after class. This one's too easy.
Hell
In
no,
fact,
don't touch it.
What?
I was saying hell no, don't touch it.
And then we'll do another one. Y is equal to 2 sine of 4x plus 3 cosine of 5x. Okay, got 2 for 1 here. So y prime is equal to 2. What is the derivative of the sine?
Cosine.
And what is the derivative of the cosine?
Negative sine.
So your final answer is 2 cosine of x minus 6 sine of x. Why did I put this one over here? Because these have what in front of the x's?
Ones.
And there's no problem with those. But what if they have something in front of the x? Then you got to use the what rule?
Chain rule.
Chain rule. Good job. Because you got to remember to take the derivative of what's inside. So y prime is equal to 2 times cosine of 4x times what?
Times 4.
Times 4. Plus 3 times the negative sine of 5x times 5. So y prime is equal to 8 cosine of 4x minus 15 sine of 5x. And you'd be surprised how many people have had problems with these type questions in the past. And hopefully that little magic marker around those parentheses makes a little red flag go up. It says chain rule. So we got 2 cosine, 6 sine. That's it. Next. Okay, now somebody, I think it, I don't, let me see, who was it? I don't know. Hold on just a second. That's Crosby. Is she in here? I don't think she is. Okay. She had a question about how do you know whether to do the difference quotient or the derivative? Well, here it is. They give it to you. There's the difference quotient right there. It's a little bit different. It's the instantaneous, but you just plug and chug and you get the same answer if you were to take the derivative. Now let's go. What is 5? How can you rewrite 5 over x?
5x to the negative 1.
5x to the negative 1. So if you were doing this with the derivative, that would be 5 over x. And we've got a 0.3 comma 5 over 3. And I don't have a problem. Since this is instantaneous velocity, I don't really care how you do it. So we're going to do it the easy way. F of x is equal to 5x to the negative 1. Therefore, f prime of x is equal to negative 5x to the negative 2, which is what? Negative 5 over what? X squared. And this is basically our what? Slope. So plug in x, and that's going to give you negative 5 over 9. And that is our slope. And now we have a what? A point and a what?
Slope.
So we use the point slope equation. Y minus 5/3 is equal to negative 5/9 times x minus 3. Y minus 5/3 is equal to negative 5/9 x minus, well, that 3 is going to cancel 5/3. Look at there. And you bring that 5/3 over, cancels out the 5/3. Y is equal to negative 5/9 x.
Shouldn't your negative 5/9, negative 3 go positive?
I'm sorry, say what? Speak up, I can't hear you.
He was saying, shouldn't your 5/9 on the, or shouldn't your 5/3 on the right side be positive because you're doing a negative times a negative?
Yeah, but it cancels out.
But it'll be, that should be positive, right? It should be negative.
Thank you.
Plus
What is wrong with me and canceling out today? I'm just trying to cancel everything out. All right, that'll be positive. That'll be positive 10/3. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, it is.
Sorry about that. Negative, 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 positive. There we go. I'm just trying to cancel out everything today. All right.
The cancel culture is getting to you, Hubert.
Say again?
The cancel culture is getting to you.
I know, that's what it is. I'm a terrorist. All right. Implicit. Cosine of y plus cosine of x is equal to 2y. All right, I'm going to let y'all do this one and then we'll do it together. Hopefully I won't try to cancel it out. Give you a minute. Wow, Dogecoin is up to a quarter. Woo! Dropped down to freaking 12 cents. Gave me a heart attack.
When did it drop down to 12 cents?
It dropped down to 12 cents over the weekend. I mean,
Good night.
Right after the weekend.
Do you have any clue why?
Just the whales and the stock market together. People do buying short, and the stock market kind of dripped a couple of, there was a couple of days, 3 days there that it was in the red. And I think together, those two things dropped it a little bit. But it was doing it to all cryptocurrency, not just Dogecoin. Do
you think it's going to just keep going up? Because right now, I mean, it's on a trend.
Yeah, it looks like, it hasn't, it's got a steady trend, 25 cents. We should go up to $1.25. Dadgum, I'd like to retire. Oh, well, don't look at it, Hubert. Don't look at it. All right. So the derivative of the cosine is the negative sign, dy dx. Oh, forgot my 1, because that's derivative of y is 1. Derivative of cosine, both these cosine. Yep, both of them are cosine. I'm just making sure. Usually they're not both the same thing. Plus negative sine of x times 1 equals 2 dy dx. Now I'm using dy dx today because of the related rates, to show you that that's where the dy's and the da's and the ds's, that's where they come from. When you're doing implicit differentiation, you've got to remember that whenever there's more than one variable, and with time in those related rates problem, there's always more than one variable because there's x, y, and time. And you have to, that's 3 variables. So I'm just throwing these in. I used to do y prime when I showed you until after related rates, and now I show you to do dy over dx. You can still use y prime if you want to. And that's going to be negative sine of y dy dx minus sine of x is equal to 2 dy dx. I'm going to take this sine over here and this 2 over here, and I need y'all to make sure that I don't screw that up. That's going to be negative sine of y dy dx minus 2 dy dx equals sine of x. Factor out dy dx, and that's going to leave negative sine of y minus 2. And of course, the dy dx is equal to negative 2 divided by all that trash. So dy dx is equal to the sine of x divided by negative sine of y minus 2. All right. So we're going to type it in, sine of x over parentheses negative sine of y minus 2, and pray that I typed it in a way that they like it, which I doubt. They might want that negative factored out. I don't know. Okay. Another implicit differentiation. 2xy minus y squared is equal to 1. Go ahead and work on it. Mr. Paris, I thought I'd got rid of you 2 or 3 weeks ago. Were you still here?
Hey man, I'm hanging on by a thread. I tell you what. But yep,
Well, I'm just gonna have to do better. Get rid of some of y'all. Now, I'm going to do something here. Put a little dot right there, because that should remind you that what do you got to use here? Oops, sorry. What do you got to use here?
Would you use the product rule?
You got to use the product rule with implicit differentiation. So you got a double whammy right there, nested. So what I'm going to do is, I don't get to use my silver pen very much. So I'm going to use my silver pen. And I'm going to do 2x, that's first, times the derivative of the second, plus the second times the derivative of the first. Minus 2y dy dx equals 0. And I'm going to put these in brackets because we got to take the derivative of those with respect to dy dx. (2x), and since I wrote the y prime in, I'm going to use my, I believe I got a gold in here somewhere. I believe that's copper. And that's going to be 1 times dy dx plus y times 2. Minus 2y dy dx equals 0. And now we can start writing all in black. That's going to be 2x dy dx plus 2y minus 2y dy dx equals 0. The only thing I can take over to the other side is what? What's the only term that I can take over to the other side?
2y.
2y.
2y I can take over to the other side. And then I got to factor out of dy dx. So I'm going to factor out of dy dx. See, aren't y'all glad that y'all can use these dy dx's now? Y'all can impress your friends at the local bar by using dy dx.
Yeah, it's such a great pickup line.
Exactly.
Hey, did you know I know how to use dy dx?
I know how to use dy dx. Do you know? You're stupid. Yeah. Equals 2y. Yeah, that'd go over like a lead balloon in a punch bowl. So now we've got dy dx is going to be equal to 2y over 2x minus 2y. And there's actually people in here that's had calculus before that are actually understanding how to do calculus now.
Is that the right sign for 2y?
It better be.
I think it should be negative, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's a negative, Hubert.
Dadgum, what'd I do now? I brought the 2y over, it became positive 2y. And I divided by 2x minus 2y.
No, when you brought it over, you're bringing a positive 2y over, which turns it negative.
Wait a minute. That's a dadgum. That's a positive. That's a negative 2y.
The next step in the center where you brought it over.
What in? Am I just having brain bubbles today or what? Oh,
too much of that red Solo cup.
There. Mr. Parrish, you're going to fail this class. I'm telling you right now. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Parrish. And the 2's cancel, and what does that leave you? Negative y over what? Well, you could factor out the -1 and -1, and that's going to leave you with y over, let's see, it's going to be y minus x. So that should be your answer. Y over y minus x. But heck, the way I'm going today, I don't even know I know what I'm doing. Y over y minus x be alpha. Next. And find the derivative. Uh-oh. Product rule. F of x is equal to 2x to the 4th times natural log of x. And somebody tell me why I put parentheses around that x. Because what if it was a 4x? If it was a 4x, you would be multiplying something by 4 because you got to take the derivative of what's inside. So f prime of x first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. F prime of x is equal to 2x to the 4th times 1 over x plus the natural log of x times 8x to the 3rd. And that x will cancel with that. Make that a cube. And that 8x can come out front. So I got f prime of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 8x cubed natural log of x. Now you could factor out a 2x cubed. I don't know if they're going to do that, but you could factor out a 2x cubed. I'm just going to put, well, I'm going to have to type it in to check it. 2x shift up 3 plus 8x shift up 3 natural log of x. Next.
Hubert, quick question.
Yes.
You got that 1 over x because you took the natural log, or the derivative of the natural log.
Derivative of
of
natural
x, right?
log is 1 over x. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, now I'm not going through this one because I went through this one the other day. Do y'all remember this one?
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, everybody's got to remember this one because he holds that dadgum pole up like this. I've been fishing all my life and I've never held a pole up like this.
What are you talking about? That's the right way to fish.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, this is on the video. Okay? The only difference, I think ours was 4 inches per second. Somebody check their notes. 4 inches per second.
Yes, sir. It was.
Next. Oh, there's one of the gimmies. There's one of your gimmies. This one, if you miss it, you don't tell anybody. I think there's like 4 of these on the test. Y is equal to 1/3 x to the 7th. Y prime is equal to 7 times 1/3 x to the 7 minus 1. Y prime is equal to 7/3 x to the 6th. Well, I don't know where the question went. I'm just pulling up stuff now that I don't even need to pull up. Oh, me, oh my. 7/3 x to the 6th. Next. Find the derivative of the following function. Oh my goodness, really? You're welcome. F of W is equal to 7W plus 3W plus 6W Clemson. And somebody tell me what that comes out to be. F prime of W. 35W to the 4th plus 6W plus 6. I can't believe I put one that easy on the test. Yes, sir. After the class, I need to get rid of this one. This is embarrassing, especially if y'all miss it. To the 4th, like I'm fixing to do, plus 6W. Got to pronounce those W's correctly, because if you don't pronounce it perfectly, somebody will call you names.
Are
like
there
you can't put a P in Clemson. What?
Are there no extra credit questions on this one?
Not on this one. Y'all are on your own on this one. Okay, here's another one. Why do I do that? Well, this one you need to pass muster on this test. Because if you can't pass this test, you don't need to go to second calculus. dy dx, y is equal to negative 11x plus 7 cosine of x. Dy dx is equal to negative 11 plus 7 cosine of x. Oh, shoot. The derivative of sine, cosine is negative sine, sorry, of x times 1. So dy dx is equal to negative 11 minus 7 sine of x. Now, I'm not going to be persnickety on how you, that's the answer. Now, if you want to factor out a -1, I don't know why you would, because it's not going to cancel. If you want to put the sign right, so you could say negative sine 7 sine x minus 11. You could factor out the negative. I don't know why you do that. but that's it. So negative 11 minus the sine of x. That's an equal sign, Hubert.
Don't forget the -7.
I'm pretty
Don't
much.
forget the -7 sine of x.
What?
Don't forget it's -7 sine of x.
Negative. Oh, I just type in a -1. That's great. No, it's negative 11. Okay, thank you. Negative 11 minus 7. I'm ready to quit. Next. Mr. Caldwell, you're making everybody dizzy, man. All right, find an equation. Now, this one is one of the first ones we did in the homework questions. This is pretty much, you should be able to get this. Y is equal to x squared minus 1. They give you a point. What does the derivative give you? Gives you the slope. So you got the point and the slope. You use the point slope equation. I'm fixing to kick Mr. Caldwell out of the classroom. He's making everybody dizzy.
Sorry, I was getting in the car.
You were getting a what?
I was getting in the car, sorry.
Okay. A guitar?
I was getting into the car.
Oh, I thought you were getting
Sorry.
the guitar started. I didn't know what you were saying.
Again, Hubert, do your ears not work either?
I think I'm just taking too many drugs. I think I've taken too many
Obviously.
drugs today.
Something wrong with you today.
Maybe mixing it with the vodka at 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing nowadays, but you gotta stop it.
Y prime is equal to 2x. Slope is equal to 2x. X is equal to 4. Slope is equal to what? -8?
Yes.
So now I've got a point and a slope. Y minus a negative, or y minus 15 is equal to -8 times x minus a -4. Y minus 15 is equal to -8x. This becomes a positive 4, but -8 plus 4, or times plus 4, is -32. Add the 15, and y is equal to -8x. And I have no earthly idea. What is it, -17?
Yes.
-8x minus 17. And this is the second test I've done, so maybe it has something to do with just doing problems over and over and over. -8x minus 17. Delta. Next question. Now I ignore this one. I just find the derivative. I don't even look at the thing because it's ridiculous. Y is equal to the sine of 9x over 2. Now, does anybody notice what I did when I wrote down mine?
You put it in parentheses.
because this will get you. So y prime, the derivative of the sine is the cosine of 9x over 2. But now we got to take the derivative of 9x over 2, or 9/2 x. And that's to the first power. So 9/2 x would be 9/2. So the problem y prime is equal to 9/2 cosine of 9x over 2. I'm going to put orange right here, so you know we took the derivative of that. Nine halves cosine of so which one?
They want C.
Is it C? Thank you. Where's the sine? Where's the cosine?
Yeah, they want you to write that in. They
Oh,
want
gosh,
you
I'm
to. They
not
want
going
to show of those two first.
They just want the answer, right?
In that section, yes.
Oh. 9/2 cosine parentheses 9x over 2. Probably ain't gonna like the way I did that. Don't care. Stupid. There we go. Next, find the slope of the curve. Okay, I'm gonna do this one with you because this is a inverse trig, and there's nothing to spaz about. All you gotta do is have this. Just gotta have this right here. So m or y is equal to cosine, inverse cosine of x at 0, comma, pi over 2. Now, according to the derivative of the trig, inverse trig functions, the derivative of the cosine is equal to this. And you can't take the square root of, you can't have 0 in the denominator, so that's why you can't use -1 or 1. But, so I'm going to do y prime is equal to -1 over square root of 1 minus parentheses squared. And I'm going to highlight. What do I plug in? Well, whatever you have, what? In the parentheses. If that was a 2x, you'd put a 2x right here. So 2x, or x goes right there. And that's pretty much it. Y prime is equal to -1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. Now they may ask you to plug in that 0 to get, let's see. This is the slope. So the slope at 0 is equal to -1 over the square root of 1 minus 0 squared, which is equal to -1. So my slope is equal to -1. Y minus pi over 2 is equal to -1 times x minus 0. Y minus pi over 2 is equal to -x. And bring this over plus pi over 2. So your equation is -x plus pi over 2 if they want it. Slope is equal to 1. You've got a point and a slope. You use the point slope equation. So let's see what they want. The slope of the curve is -1. They don't want anything else. Nope. Okay, product rule. Oh, we're out of time. I'm gonna keep going. We don't have to take the roll. I'm gonna keep going. You're welcome to leave when you want to leave. I'm gonna finish the test though. Y is equal to 2x minus 4 times 2x plus 1. Y prime is equal to first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Did y'all see what I did there? I wrote the derivative up here of this. I ain't kidding you. I think my brain is mush. Y is equal to 2x minus 4 times 2 plus 2x plus 1 times 2, and y prime equals 4x minus 8 plus 4x plus 2. And I hope I haven't gone crazy. 8x minus 6. Y'all check me. 8x minus 6. Next question. Okay, rewrite it first. Now, you don't have to rewrite it, but remember, you've got something in parentheses. Excuse me. Y is equal to the natural log of the square root of x squared plus 2. Go ahead and work on it. Could you rewrite it? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what is the natural log? What is the derivative of the natural log of x squared plus 2? 1 over x squared plus 2 times 2x? Oops. Y prime is equal to 1/2 times 1 over x squared plus 2 times what?
Two X.
And the 2's cancel.
Can I apologize, I missed it, but can you explain where the 1/2 exponent got put back into the front?
Power rule of exponents. I'm sorry, power rule of logarithms.
Okay.
And I believe we get x over x squared plus 2. X over x shift up 2 plus 2. That should be it. Next, same type question. Go ahead. Is natural log of 9x squared plus 7. Natural log of 9x squared plus 7. And I'm going to take that highlighter. First thing I'm going to do is highlight those what? Parentheses. So y prime is equal to 1 over 9x squared plus 7 times what?
$18x.
And y prime is equal to 18x over 9x squared plus 7. $18x over 9x shift up squared plus 7. Number 19. Okay, that's one of those easy ones. That's chain rule, rewrite with the power exponential exponents or rational exponents, and then chain rule. F of x is equal to the square root of 5x plus 1. First thing, rewrite. Now do the chain rule. 1/2 comes out front. 5x plus 1 to the 1/2 minus 1. And what is the derivative of 5x plus 1?
5.
So f prime of x is equal to 5/2 x, 5x plus 1 to the negative 1/2, or 5 over 2 times the square root of 5x plus 1. There's several different ways you could write these. So this is only 2 possible answers out of like 4. So let's look at that one. 5 over 2 radical 5x plus 1. And last but not least, oh my gosh. You think y'all can take the derivative of 8x?
No, can you
17.
show us?
And that's it. Now, here's 2 people. One person is going to do the test tonight and take the weekend off. The other person is going to work on that more homework over the weekend. Send me questions Monday. It'd be preferable if you could send them by Sunday night. So that would save us a whole lot more time on Monday's questions if you could send them Sunday night. And take the test on Tuesday. Who's got questions? All right, my brain is mush. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Hubert. Have a good one.
You too.
See ya. Oh, now Dogecoin's up 26, going up 26. See y'all.